Hey everybody, Konaja here. Welcome back to Formula One 2019. It is time, everybody, for the Japanese Grand Prix weekend, and it is also time for a new contract negotiation. And this time I have been challenged to be aggressive because I'm spineless and don't do well with confrontation and don't interview well and would not handle a contract negotiation very well. If any of you watch this very unlikely, I realize, but if any of you watch the Dale Jr. podcast, he talks about how when he moved away from the family team and was first presented with contracts, he just freaked out and couldn't handle it and didn't even want to look at the contracts. That would be me. That would be me. So today I am going to try and sign a contract that is actually good for us. 9th and 9th, totally doable. In fact, those are easy mode to me at this point, I think. Probably. So those set. Race bonus, I want level 3. Upgrade speed, I want level 3. Simultaneous development, I want level 3. Pit stop efficiency, I want level 3. This is probably too much. If this gets accepted, I don't know what to do with myself.
They didn't like those terms. Let's try again.
Okay, but it's very, very close, actually. That was very close. I could probably get all level 3 stuff, if I just moved my expected race position up a little bit. Which I tend to be racing a little bit better than I'm qualifying, and we are headed to some tracks that I'm pretty decent at. I wouldn't say I'm great at. So yeah, let's just try. Alright, so we have Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull. That's 6 cars. So let's say that our expected race position is to be best of the rest, which is honestly, I think, very much so in our wheelhouse lately. Let's try that out.
All right, the terms have been agreed. All that's left is to sign the paperwork.
Honestly, I probably
from the next race weekend.
could have gone for just one position. However, we have everything. We have everything right now. We have level 3, race bonus, upgrade speed, simultaneous development, and pit stops. I don't know what else you could really ask of me. I'm pretty happy with that contract. We do have some other work to do on the R&D tree. We have 1,800 points to spend. However, we've got to redo this one, as we always do, but it'll be ready for Japan. And we could do another one here in the chassis, and I would probably say tire wear is the direction I would like to head with that. And will that be ready for Japan? It will be. Alright, so let's get 2 of those going. And then aerodynamics or powertrain. What's in aero? That's 1,000. That's 600. Front drag. I like a very low drag car, and honestly, reducing the drag really makes the effort the powertrain has to do pretty minimal. So I think that's a wise decision. So I am going to go for aero. As far as the powertrain stuff goes, you know, we're still kind of mid-pack. We have a major upgrade next for engine power, and that's probably what I will do next. I think that's the next area to look at. What? Williams, wow, they've really been investing in that, haven't they? But not at all in aero. Their aero is atrocious. Wowzers. Who's over here? They've done okay with chassis, but nobody as good as Mercedes and McLaren and Racing Point are ahead of us there. Good to know. Good to know. But as far as aero goes, we're in that best of the rest situation. Feeling pretty good about that. I do need to pick a new rival. Not that I think it really matters. Oh no, I thought we had completed that one, but apparently we had not. No, we had not. Okay, well, now it is time to head to Japan.
Alright, listen up everyone.
Been waiting for this.
Announce that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful. So let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting.
Kimmy looks entirely too interested in this. I have a feeling he would not even have looked up from his monitor. Alright, so let's see if they have indeed done the, where is that? I guess that's under the tech tree. If they have indeed done the durability changes for next season, which is really not a big deal. Holy crap, at the failures! We got the weight reduction, but we failed on the drag and we failed on the tire wear. No rain for Japan, that's good news, and I would say, frankly, unlikely. Alright, let's look at the R&D tree. Let's not even... Yep, I know. I'm aware. Yes, the durability changes are getting, like, reverted back to original. I only ever did 2 of them, so no big loss there. That's some lucky RNG. Alright, let's head out to Japan and start some practice. Japan's always a weird one for me. I don't ever have a great balance on the setup. Do you want to go for speed? Do you want to go for the high downforce? For the, you know, really fast turns like the spoon curves? Or do you want the thing to really hook up in the slow hairpin? It's a very much so a gamble of a setup, a compromised setup, and I always just kind of...
Okay, we'll alter the setup of the car.
I don't know, compromise everything. I feel like that's the way I end up doing it is, well, I guess I don't want that much aero. Well, I guess in saying that, if you compromise everything, you've just, you know, you've made... I have no steering wheel. I have no steering wheel. I have no steering wheel. Why do I have no steering wheel?
With the front wing, you've taken some minor damage.
Interesting. I have steering function, but I don't have the ability to turn. Well, let's go investigate that. All right, let's try that again, shall we? Hopefully this time we have a steering wheel. I really wanted to play that that clip of Kimmy freaking out when the team hadn't given him a steering wheel. Steering wheel! That's a terrible Kimmy. Steering wheel! Steering wheel! I need my steering wheel! Hey, I got it this time. But I know the FOM would strike me down with the fury of 1,000 strikes. Oh, the hard compound tires here. Always a joy. Always a pleasure. There's been a lot of talk about that bump out of the last chicane in game this weekend. Because people are a little bit, let's say, dubious of it. Ooh. I get the feeling we've gone the wrong way with downforce, because that felt like it had not even close to enough grip through turn 1. I'm gonna give it a few more turns. I gotta get these tires cleaned up and see if it kind of comes around to me, but as of now, it feels bad, man. I might need to let this Red Bull go. I don't know. Maybe I was just missing my marks. It might just be the hard compound tire that I'm struggling with. Maybe my head just wasn't in the game yet. That was really not too bad through the spoon curves. I don't know why I can't say that today. So yeah, maybe I just wasn't hitting my marks through the first part of the track there. This has become a non-issue in recent years. You know where it feels bad? It feels bad in the slow turns. It's like the car won't rotate enough in the slow turns. Maybe I need to change the weight balance a bit. Alright, still obviously work to do here. Gosh, I can't get it to rotate down into the turns. definitely feels a little bit more chassis oriented than it does aero oriented. That's another good example of it there. Yeah, I feel like I'm just constantly fighting the front end. Which could still be aero. It could just be flat out not enough front aero. Although turns like that, you know, wasn't so bad at all. Overall, it just feels like it feels like I'm riding the car, you know. I'm not driving the car. I'm just kind of riding it around the track, and missed that one, and it's man, it's in control. The car is in control of me. I am not in control of it. All right, let's see if we can just at least phone this one in with a good result. And I think I'm gonna have some setup work to do here. Try and find a little bit of a happier balance. Gotta find some rotation on slow turns. That'll be good enough to get us through, but man, do we have some work to do. I forgot that there is no weight jacking in this year. I don't know if that's a real change that happened in F1 or if that's a change that just happened in the game, but you can't shift the weight forward and back anymore. So kind of having to do that through other means. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stiffen the back of the car a little. I already softened the front. I put a little bit more camber in the front. And I'm also going to go up to a 5 on the front wing and see if that gets the front end to respond a little bit more. Other than that, I just went down on the brake pressure a little bit more because I was locking up a lot. And there's not a whole heck of a lot else to do. I might just need to do some driver adjustments. Alright, let's go ahead and in this session, because I'm a little worried about rain next session, let's go to race strategy. Let's try it on these medium tires and see if it's a little bit better. I certainly want it to be able to drive somewhat on the hards, just in case we end up having to use them. I remember that this race used to be one of the ones that it was one of the very few races of the season where they would use the hardest compounds when they were still doing, you know, the super soft, hyper soft, ultra hard, blah blah blah. They're still using those compounds, don't be fooled. It's not like we're using the same tires every week. They're just called soft, medium, hard, and no matter what tire compound is being used. Still feeling really pushy into there. I'm really having to fight the car. I think we're really far off an aero. Might need to go dramatically increase the aero. What I want to see is when we get to the straightaway, are we really exceeding the top speed expected? You know, is the car traveling down the straightaway way faster than that target time shows it should? Probably even see it through here. And yeah, we are losing, or we're taking time off the delta through there. But boy, this is very wrong. This car does not have the grip necessary for this track. Alright, I've gone for what I would call stepped downforce, so I'm running 7 front, 5 rear. We'll see if it's any better. I'll know pretty quickly as we approach turn 1 here. I don't know. Maybe I was just on the curb too wide there. But good lord, this thing, it just feels like a dump truck here. Just zero front end grip. I feel like I have something dramatically wrong. And I'm making it worse, not better. This is so not what I'm expecting, because this is one of those tracks that I you know, I usually feel pretty good around. It is challenging, it's not an easy track, but usually pretty sporty around the place. But I just feel like I don't have any grip anywhere. The whole nose of the car right there, just, it doesn't feel in the track. Maybe it's bottoming out, like maybe it's hitting and not, you know, the tire, it's lifting the tires up off the ground. That's kind of the only thing that I have still in my box of ideas at the moment. Look at that, cursed tire wear. No wonder. Let's take it a little easier into one. See if I'm just overdriving it, but even then I pushed on the exit. I'm getting run over by this Williams. This thing is... Nah, this thing's bad. This thing's... Something is very wrong with this car. Alright, it's time for a totally shifted setup here. I've gone with I loaded a completely different setup from... I don't remember which track it was anymore. Spa, maybe? I don't remember. But either way, I've gone for one that is set up more chassis compliant, so much softer suspension, higher ride height, overall more aero. So hopefully this sees some kind of improvement here, because it's looking pretty dire at the moment. I don't really know what's wrong. So if we don't see any improvement here, then I guess I'm just gonna have to suck it up and learn to drive the car as it is. But I'm not very optimistic about our chances unless we can find something. I think there might be some stock to the car bottoming out in the turns, though, because I was running a really low ride height to try and get that speed down the straightaways, and we were getting a lot of speed down the straightaways. So let's hope that this feels better. Yikes. Alright, well, it just kind of jumped out on the exit of the turn there. Let's clean up these tires. Let's not give up on it yet. I felt like, at least on turn-in, it had a bit more grip. Okay. Well, it feels much better through there. Alright, this end of the track should be a telltale. Down the 5th, on the 4th, let it coast to the curb. Oh, that felt 1,000,000% better right there. That was night and day different. Alright, so let's just try and ease it through turn 1 and hope that the rest of the lap is good enough. Missed the chain. Any cars coming? Nope. This is rough. I don't really have an explanation as to why, or why I missed a whole syllable in the word chicane, but this is very worrying at the moment. Especially with a pretty aggressive contract we just signed. Can't really afford a terribly rough weekend here. Car definitely feels better. There's signs of improvement right now. Signs of improvement. It's not perfect, but I'll take imperfect at this point. Take that speed out of here. We're almost to green. Pretty good line. Happy with that. Really need to use the battery here. Nice and planted. Braking just after the 100 there. So much better through the chicane. Jeez, that bump. I swear they made the bump worse this game. Okay. Still slow as could be. But I just feel a lot better about the car right now. Losing a ton of time in turn 1. Okay. Pretty far down right now. On what has felt like a pretty nice consistent lap. Certainly worrying. But we pick up a lot of time out of here. So we might just have a good end and a bad end of the track. A little bit wide there. But overall, we made it work. Just wasn't very clean. But we really need to pick up. I'd say half a second on this time if we're going to be competitive. Bump. Jeez, that bump is ridiculous. We're only sitting P18 right now in the field of practice, anyway. I don't know how to make up time in turn 1. Really muscled it through there, and it basically just didn't stick. I might go for 8 on that front wing. Just trying to give it a little bit more bite. We're almost green before the turnaround, or the hairpin, or whatever you want to call it. Crossover section of the track. I wouldn't say we're lighting the world on fire here. Decent. That was decent. I'm curious how Kimmy's looking, if he's having struggles here as well. Certainly wasn't expecting what we've seen so far. Jeez, that bump is gonna kill me. Well, we completed the program, but it wasn't ideal. I'm not pleased yet. I definitely want to see a bit more pace out of the thing. I don't know where to get it. Front end bite, I guess, because I'm constantly fighting the wheel, chopping the wheel into the turns. I'm not having to, like, you know, bring the wheel back. I'm having to give it little stabs to try and get those fronts to dig, and that's costing us time. Well, the good news is after we got sorted there, we ran basically the same exact lap time 3 laps in a row. So that is encouraging, but it's not like a you know, everything's fine situation, because we're still a little too slow. I think we're still a little too slow. So let's go to 8 on the front and 6 on the back to try and maintain our drag ratio, but try to get the front end to work a little bit more. And I'm also going to soften up that front just a touch more. And I'll go to the next practice session to do a qualifying run.
The session has drawn to a close, so let's review our top three. Bottas, Vettel and Pierre Gasly. What an incredible practice session. The fun doesn't stop here though. Join us again as the rest of the weekend unfolds.
So Kimi's not looking too terribly fast either. Not up the charts by any means. It's certainly quicker than we are. So I've got work to do there. I feel like this was something that happened in the last game as well, where I really struggled at Japan versus my teammate. But that might just be my failing memory. Okay, so let's go for a qualifying pace run. It's going to feel amazing on these soft tires, I bet. I probably won't even get a good read on did I like the change or not, because the soft tires are going to make the front end feel so responsive. But if it's too oversteery now, then we know it's going to be too oversteery on the medium. Bump. DRS. Did that actually open? It did. Driving into turn one. Back end was a little bit skatey on me there, but not too bad. Definitely chasing it there. Yeah, that feels like we've gone too far the other way, right? Yeah. Now I'm just constantly fighting it. I feel like the rear tire is also overheated a lot, though. $105. We can be boiling tea on those things. And definitely a struggle for rear end grip in this run. However, struggling for rear end grip, the front doesn't feel any better. So, yeah, that leads to the question, for what? For what did we gain? Although we had a fast sector too. As I guess we would expect, because our straight line speed's been pretty good. I don't think Sector 3 was very good either. Oh, it was! Should I try for another Sector 1? I don't think we'll have the energy to do it. Just want to see what it's feeling like. Maybe it was just curve usage that caught us out there. 0.3 down. That's overcomable. It certainly does feel a little too oversteery. Did you see it trying to snap on me there? And that's a hairy place to do it there as well. I saved it, but it was really close to losing it. Yeah, we'd have to pick up half a second through here, and we're gonna run out of energy. So it's not gonna happen. We're gonna have a failure in this program, I believe, because we don't have another set of tires to try this with. And then I lost the nose there, probably because of 2 laps back to back trying to go full speed. Well, that kind of sucks. This is not looking good. It looks like we do have another set of softs to use. It says 2 of 2. Yeah, we do. Okay, so wait. That might hurt us in qualifying. I don't know. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we'll be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and bring that rear arrow back up to 7. And I don't think I'm gonna make any other changes. I think that's gonna be it. I think I was close. I just overdrove turn 1 a little bit, and then the second lap there was just not enough tire left. I'm gonna hope that that's the case. But if there's not marked improvement right now, I would say prepare yourselves for a disappointing qualifying effort. Wheel? 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 What are you doing? What are you doing? That was bizarre. It was like I had a giant dead zone in the middle of the wheel. I don't know if you could tell what was going on there. Well, this is gonna ruin this lap, is it not? No, we're still at pace. Okay, everything's fine. Let's just pretend everything's fine. Let's not even notice the time that they want us to achieve. And the 3 digits at the end. I saw green for a second there. Definitely feels better. This feels positive. Rev the engine a little bit there. It can take it. Bit of wheel spin on the exit, but not too bad. Nice, nice. As long as we don't lose too much time in that last chicane, we're gonna be all right. We did lose a lot of time in that last chicane. Sector 3 is really bad for us, apparently. But we got to 9th. We got the time necessary, but it was a struggle to get there. It's gonna be a tough weekend for us. Let's go ahead and head to qualifying now, I suppose. That was a lot of practice.
Welcome to the only figure-of-8 track on the F1 calendar. We're here at Suzuka for qualifying today ahead of the Japanese Grand Prix.
Alrighty. After what was quite a rough practice session, let's hope that we have things figured out now for Q1. It looked like at the end of practice there, things were turning around for us, but there was still maybe a little bit of a question mark on the balance of the car. In all, we've only had one successful flying lap. The practice race program, you know, we completed it, but never showed perfect pace, never really had a great balance. It wasn't until that last lap of a qualifying attempt that it started to feel okay. That frickin' bump out of the last chicane, I tells you, it's something else. I still feel like turn 1 is where I'm losing the most time. That felt pretty alright. I really wish that we had deltas to go against. I know the real drivers do. The team knows what time you're supposed to be running, what sectors you're supposed to be running. Especially since we do the practice qualifying program, that should give us every bit of idea. Not a really good sector 2 here. Kind of slid around a bit. 29s, they've certainly picked up a lot of pace in Q1 here. We'll see if we also pick up the pace. See how we do on the split. Pretty close, actually. Pretty close. This is where I've been struggling for time. Which doesn't really make sense. I don't understand how we're losing so much time there. Alright, 6/10 down from Vettel. Should be more than enough to get us through to Q2. There will be no medium tires on the cars for qualifying today. This is all about the softs. Felt okay. I'm not distraught, but I definitely want a bit more out of it. P9, P10, we're pretty close together there, me and Kimmy. That's looking pretty good, but yeah, we do move on to Q2, pretty much as expected. Danny Rick in the Renault up there in P3. That's surprising. Not in the real world, not a track Renault has shown to be very good at. Of course, this is happening during the actual Japanese Grand Prix, which is I knew it would happen at some point during the season. I didn't really think it would take so long for us to overtake real F1, but interesting that it's happening here, where they're having a very interesting time in Japan as a typhoon has decided to strike the area during the race weekend. So they're doing the show kind of how I do the show, qualifying and the race on the same day. Allegedly. At this point, I don't know that that's what's going to happen. I'm recording this on Friday. Let's focus on this turn one. Sun in my eyes there was not pleasant at all. Or there. Kind of felt like I didn't have the nose too much through there, but it came around a bit at the end of the S's. Sun's a real nuisance here in Q2. But a much better run here, didn't slide out. I don't remember exactly what time we ran in Q1. That would have been important to have remembered. Gasly at 36. That's not going to be quick enough, I don't think. Lost the back end a bit out of the spoon curves. I hope those are actually the spoon curves and I haven't been messing that up the whole video. If I have been, the people upset about it have already left. Struggle to get power down out of the chicane. Hey, that didn't feel great. That was a 30.7. I feel like we're gonna have to make another stab at that one. That doesn't feel good to get through, unfortunately. Seeing that they only showed a 10th improvement there. I would have expected more for this track. I did that 2-lap run in practice and it wasn't very good at all. Well, let's hope we can find a little something here. We're already in the drop zone, I think. Certainly tons of area I could improve on, though. Yeah, I'm sitting P11. I think there's half a second in Sector 1 alone. Probably a few tenths down here. I just flat out don't think I'm going to find him down here. Bottas on mediums. He's trying it. Just begging it to rotate through turn one. Same problem I was having in practice. I'm just getting a little bit better at dealing with it. That was a heck of a save, but we didn't really pick up the time through there that we needed. A little bit right there. Trying to get the power down. Let's hug the inside here. We're gonna need every thousandth of a second, I believe. Now that was a nice run. That had to be worth something, yeah. And it's gonna give us a nice run down the straightaway. It's just gonna keep paying through here. I don't know how it gets better than that. All that was only good enough for P5. It was a 30-0. Wow, the pace is really quick here. We'll see if that gets us through. I'm not 100% sold on it. We do make it through with a P7 there. Kimi does not. He only did a 30.6, so he is out. Really, really impressive there from Vettel to get through on mediums. That's pretty sporty. I don't think we're going to be anywhere higher than like in the P8 to P10 range in qualifying in Q3. We only got one set of tires to use. We're going to use them right away. And wherever we end up, we end up. That's what it's going to be. If it's P10, that's P10. And we'll try to improve in the race. I don't feel amazing about this car in the race, though. I don't know that it has a ton of pace in it long run, but I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. And in this case, I really hope I am wrong. I think that quick shift to third helps it a bit. I don't know how to get it over the bump any better than what we're doing. Let's try that low entry into turn 1. And I guess turn 2. Back to the gas pretty well there. Fighting the nose a bit. I feel like we made pretty decent time through there. Very aggressive there. And here, but it didn't pay off. Went wide. That's going to be too much for us to overcome, I believe. And wheel spin out of there. Yeah, this is pretty bad news for us. Trying to give it everything I have right now. Really sail it into the chicane and see if we can make something out of this. We'd have to find tenths of seconds, though. I don't think there was tenths of seconds in that. 1.6 down, 131.0. That is garbage. No good. No good at all. Ugh. I don't think Bolton used tires on it is going to help us. I decided to go out again on the same tires and just do an all-out lap. Just to see what might happen. Never know. I might crash it. Certainly better through there. I figured if I cool them down, load it up, try it again, it may be worth an effort. Really trying to power down out of there. I don't know if it's going to move us into P9 where we need to be for our contract, but we've certainly found some time out of it. I'm hoping I have also saved enough energy to have battery all the way down to the line. A little bit further. Hey, we picked up 7/10. We're currently P6. I don't know. We'll see where that ends up.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Hamilton, Bottas, and Sebastian Vettel. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
Hey, P7, I'll take it after all the struggles. I think that's making the most of the situation by far. Well, that was easily the most intense practice and qualifying session we've had all season, I think. This has really been a struggle here. I'm curious to see how this race is going to play out. I thought I did need to get a new rival there. I don't know what I was reading there earlier.
I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Jeff. Alright, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for the race.